restart and how this works. If they hit another cone, that'll be 2 strikes. We got to, look at this. We got to all the analytics on board here as Ryan Turk initiates. Big angle from Ryan Turk. Matt Field right there, tucking in. Ryan Turk using all the course now into that first inside clip. Big angle from Turk. Matt Field dives in. Looks like he just allowed him to pass and then drop back into that pocket. Ryan Turk right there on the course's edge. An amazing run. Matt Field trying to get up in the business of Ryan Turk's door. Really great run to start the top 16. All right, so taking a look, you can see all the metrics going down.
Yeah, so just as we were talking about, Ryan Turk with his almost completely flawless lead run. Missing the inside clip a little there, but at the same time, looks like Matt Field is creeping up behind him, but he does lose a little bit of his angle going from inside clip 1 to 2. And I saw a tire drop barely towards the end of the outside zone 2 by the lead driver, Ryan Turk. So we have to take all this in consideration, and now we're going to see Ryan give chase and Matt Field give lead.
Yeah, you see Matt take it out. Ryan Turk just tuck it in. Matt Field, great proximity. That was really good. And again, the confidence level as you progress on, you're refining it, right? You're getting down to who's feeling it this weekend, who is progressing on from 32 to 16, and then as you get to 8, okay, it's just getting more and more refined. So Matt Field will now lead in that Borla exhaust Corvette. Ryan Turk giving chase the Rain-X Toyota GR Corolla. Matt Field initiates. Ryan Turk maybe giving him too much room here. Let's see if he can reel him in, and he does. Matt Field, look at that, just getting lost in the smoke from our sight. But look at Ryan Turk. Looks like he nudges in on the door. Again, past that second inside clip into that second outside zone. Matt Field, Ryan Turk, man, we are splitting hairs here. Great lead run by Matt Field, and Ryan Turk chasing him down. Some solid runs from both these drivers.
I'm telling you, they're not making it easy for us at all.
Yeah, again, Robin Ishida, 1 of 3 judges. Robbie, Ryan Lontaine, Brian Eggert, Chris Ewell is assisting in driver stewardship with Sean Adriano. Robbie. Man,
and all this smoke in the sun. Just as you said, Ryan Turk giving him a little bit of space at the entry, but it looks like he sucks right up to Matt Field's door right here and takes a good line through the smoke, and also going from the infield, inside clip 1 to 2. Places himself really nicely, staying on the same line and same angle. Just want a little bit more proximity there at the outside zone 2 as a chase driver. But as a lead driver, Matt Field does a pretty solid job on the lead. So this is going to be a really tough decision for us to make.
All right, so analyzing both the runs, lead versus lead, chase versus chase. Let's take a look at the BC Racing Go for Gold side by side. BC Racing, the official suspension of Formula Drift. Creator of the tropical trackside brew from Hourglass Brewing. I believe it's sold out, if I'm not mistaken.
And to me, it did look like they were nearly perfect runs from both cars, but there were small mistakes made by each driver here and there in the lead position and the chase position as well. As you can see right here, Matt Field gets really close from the beginning, but it looks like Ryan Turk gets pretty close too in his chase position soon after he does his initiation. Now it looks like there's more proximity with Matt Field, but he's on a smaller line and he doesn't look as stable in the chase position, where Ryan Turk looks very stable but doesn't have as much proximity.
Interesting. This is a very difficult battle. Just like I said, splitting hairs. Where are my Matt Field fans at? Make some noise. Where are my Ryan Turk fans at? Make some noise. Well, online they're saying 53% to 25%. They are saying Field has the win here. So slide him left for Turk, right for Matt Field. We got one more time. They're going at it again. And Matt Field, good. He's running that XPR 550 oil. Let's see how it goes and performs. Dylan Hughes initiates high on the bank. Look how close he is. Darren Kelly, the heart of racing Aston Martin. He's tuning that thing up. A beautiful exhaust note. It's a symphony behind the 2JZ powered BMW. Dylan Hughes filling all that second outside zone. Darren Kelly he kept it consistent, but just needed to be a little bit closer there.
Yeah, there was a couple of things in the chase position where Darren Kelly did have to cut through, where he's a little low on the outside zone 1 area. He does creep up to the top, getting closer to the wall, but right here, leaving the bank as well. Dylan Hughes doing a great job as a lead position, but Darren Kelly had to drop off down a little too low, and he had to shallow up where he did pun the inside clip 1. So in the chase position, I wouldn't say that was 100% run by Kelly, but as a lead driver, Dylan Hughes is doing a good job.
All right, so we are taking a look that POV, the FPV. You can see how deep Dylan Hughes is just on the outside edge of that outside zone 2. Darren Kelly riding kind of midline. You saw he kind of cut to it. Just the second year for Darren Kelly in the Formula Drift Championship, and has just grown by leaps and bounds, getting track knowledge, getting that equity, getting more comfortable with that Aston Martin. I mean, it's such a unique build, and Sage was talking about it yesterday about like, okay, you want to do what? With what? Of course, yes, please. And a very accomplished driver. Didn't just get a fast pass because he has an Aston Martin. A multiple champion in New Zealand. Beautiful country. Love the Kiwis and love New Zealand in general. I was talking to Dylan Hughes during the break, and him and Darren have been spending a lot of time together. So here we go. Darren Kelly, the heart of racing. Aston Martin initiated. Look at that, getting close to the wall. Supercar. Now look at, oh man, Dylan Hughes doesn't care. Aston Martin smashing Martin. I'm going to smash right into that door. So there goes Dylan Hughes. He dives in. He's got that proximity. Oh, Darren Kelly takes out that second inside clip. Look at Dylan Hughes. He's dunking on him right now. He is nosing in. Great proximity. So some great driving, beautiful note. Make some noise for Darren Kelly, that V12 Aston Martin.
Yeah, that was probably one of the best bank runs that I've seen from Darren Kelly all weekend. But right there is Dylan Hughes. Now, minus the angle, he should be a little bit more on angle, but the proximity, he is right there. He is not giving him any space. Darren Kelly hitting the inside clip 2. He came a little short on the inside clip 2, where he's supposed to go a little bit wider afterwards, but he does hit it with, you know, maybe the middle of the bumper. So that's somewhere we don't want the lead car to be, and looks like he was a tire or 2 off at the inside clip. Gonna have to go ahead and double check this right here, but a little bit more angle by Dylan Hughes would be better, but I would have to say I'm gonna have to go with my gut feeling with how the other run went as well when Darren Kelly was giving chase.
Yeah, it's a cumulative of your lead run versus lead run, chase versus chase. Darren Kelly, Dylan Hughes. A great battle overall. What do you think, Orlando? Do we have a winner? Are they going one more time? Second battle 16. The first battle goes one more time. Turk versus Field. Throwing up the horns, the Momo gloves. Pointing the forks to the sky. Here we go. Hughes or Kelly. Slide him left for Hughes, right for Kelly. We get 1 and 2 and 3. It's unanimous. Dylan Hughes and GT Radial Pedal Commander S15. Guess what? You got the Latvian lover in your rearview mirror. He is aggressive. Simon Olsen initiates. Look at, there you go. Christos Blues trying to sink in the sword there, but Simon Olsen, he's a Viking. He's from Norway. He knows to fight him off. No problem for Simon Olsen. Looks like Christos Blues takes out that inside clip. Now filling all of that second outside zone. And there we go. Chuck Arias in the building. How we doing? Thanks for joining us.
All right, here we go. Both of the cars nice and high on the bank, and a little bit of a wobble here and there. Looks like Olsen leaves the outside zone 1 a little early, which cuts him a little on a smaller line going towards the inside clip 1 and 2. And usually the chase car tries to run the similar line, but it looked like coming off the bank, Christoph was a little bit smaller on the line as well, which he puns the inside clip 1 cone. But I would have to say that's maybe getting led by the lead car, because he did leave the outside zone 1 a little early. But overall proximity was there, and he does try to match the angle as Olsen goes. And other than the outside zone 1 area leaving early, Olsen looks like he's really comfortable in this S chassis.
Yeah, he's really just, you know, just kind of a mellow, low-key dude. But as you can see, his driving just progressing, liking how it's progressing overall. So now Christoph Blush. See what's going on here. Looks like we are clear to send. Matt Sopa making sure, giving the thumbs up. You can see the lights there just right of your screen. They illuminate. When they extinguish, they're allowed to go. The chase car can leave before the lead car leaves the start line, just an FYI. All right, here we go. Christoph Blush initiates into the outside zone. He is a lot higher than Simon Olsen, but Simon, really good duplication of that angle. Gets into that pocket, gets in that smoke signal. Can't even see Simon Olsen navigating through that smoke. And Christoph Blush, massive angle, filling all that outside zone. Look at Simon tapping the brakes, but Christoph's. Definitely want to see different angles. We kind of had, you know, different perspectives and love to show that, but overall, and also look at that sun setting. Not so much an issue, not so much of an issue, which I think is a blessing.
That's a view right there.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
All right, now looking at these cars, Christoph nice and high on the bank. He does a little bit of, or he does a better job, I guess, leaving outside zone 1 area, but at the same time, Olsen is right there, not giving him much space, and tries to stay same angle and mimic the line in every move that Christoph is giving him. Now here you go from the aerial view. Right there, I like the way he was aggressive getting into the door right there of the lead car, and keeps that proximity coming off of the outside zone 1 bank area. Man, this is going to be another tough one to call.
Yeah, I mean, this is a bit of an arm wrestling match. Robbie will take a few different looks at this run. You can see Christoph's good angle, throw some more at it, squats down. That transition doesn't seem as violent here this year, and mind you, we paved a little bit of an area, and that's what I like about Orlando compared to, you know, some of the other tracks previously. Wall, it just had a harsh transition going from that bank down into the flat bottom. Here's the BC Racing go for gold side by side. What are you focusing on here?
I'm just trying to double check how the lead runs are by both of the drivers and how aggressive the chase cars are. And it is very similar. There's areas where the chase sometimes a little closer than the other.
All right, sun is setting. Beautiful backdrop here. Thanks so much for joining us, either online or in the building. Kind of a hush falls over the crowd after this battle. It was a good one.
Man, this is the third battle that we had, right?
And we do have to go back to Ryan Turk and Matt Field one more time. Olsen and Blush. Slide him left for Olsen, right for Blush. We got, look at this. And there we go, Simon Olsen. So you sighting, bro? He's on Nitto tires. Let's see what we got. Frederick Osbo, the Norwegian Hammer initiates. Jonathan Hurst right there, right of Paducah. Tucks in. Great angle and good height. You know, we had a dip issue earlier for Frederick Osbo. Hopefully they worked it out. Now going to that second inside clip. Look at Jonathan Hurst, drops into formation. He has to back off, maybe make contact. Frederick Osbo uses all the corners. Oh, he does exceed that. A considerable amount. Talk about that track line, getting to the bank, or what we call the cushion. A solid run by Frederick Osbo. And I know some people are like, all right, he's a champ, but you want to pull for Hurst, taking out this giant, you know, is he a giant killer? Yeah, let's just call it what it is.
Yeah, so I like the rate of angle both of the vehicles had going into initiation. Nice and high on the bank, right on the line coming off the bank as well. Tucks in right there at the inside clip. Hurst does hit the inside clip cone. He does have less angle, but he did give attack at the inside clip too. And like you just mentioned, towards the end of the outside zone too, it looks like Frederick Osbo does dip a tire, and it's considerably a good amount as well. Yeah. So we have to keep that in mind when we do switch places to see Osbo give chase now. But right there, that attack.
That was sick.
But as you can see,
he boom, boom, hit it, quit it.
Yeah, he couldn't get right back into formation at the outside zone 2 because he had to kind of creep out to the outside. He did have to take a smaller line at the beginning of outside zone 2. And also, looking at the aerial view, a little bit shallower than the lead car.
And you used the term compromise earlier in your keys of victory. And I think that's a word that's real. And I said we're gonna utilize that word a lot, because you're gonna compromise. Okay, you're gonna get that proximity, and you're gonna be aggressive on that attack going to inside clip 2. But if you get aggressive, you might have to back off, and that's gonna compromise, as you said, for for Jonathan Hurst, not getting that second outside zone.
Exactly.
Here we go, Jonathan Hurst initiates in this thing, firing off like AK-47. Yo, Jonathan Hurst's addiction. And look at this, here we go, tucking in is Frederick Osbo. And that, you can see that transition a little smoother, but still, Jonathan Hurst is on a ripper of a line. Look at this. Like Toto holding the line. Well done by Jonathan Hurst. Want to see different angles of that. It looked, I mean, looked like a video game right there, seeing both those guys up on the bank. But let's take a look at different perspectives.
Right here, Frederick Osbo does not get on attack as fast as Hurst does, and he does take the small lower line on the bank. Now right here, both of the vehicles hugs the inside clip, and I like the way Osbo is on the same line and close to same angle throughout the whole track, the back half of the track, I would say. So this is going to be another tough one for us to call.
Everyone's going to be tough, Robbie.
Exactly.
I'm just going to tell you right now. and I think that's the blessing and the curse with the tracks being so easy and so straightforward.
It's easy, but it's really hard. I don't even know how to explain that.
Well, no. It's easy but difficult to judge because you are splitting pairs as opposed to, all right, maybe one car can't, you know, in Atlanta, the keyhole coming when you go up and then down and then transition out. A lot of cars, it's very difficult for them to actually to do that, you know, so it's tough.
Yeah, at first I thought one or the other was going to take the advantage here. So let's go ahead and check out the side-by-side right here. As you see, Hurst does give attack in the earlier stage. Osbo does run a smaller, shallower line on the bank. And right there, Hurst does have to hit the inside clip to get that proximity, but he does lose it at the beginning of the outside zone too. Now on the other hand, where Osbo creeps up right behind him, right into his pocket at the outside zone too, does a good job there.
All right, here we go. Let's slide them left or slide them right. And there we go. Frederick Osbo gets the win. Robbie saying one more time. And admittedly, Robbie, I saw you say going against Ryan Turk. Now remember, this is a one more time battle, right? This is the one more time run one. Ryan Turk, that Rain-X Toyota GR Corolla Ditto tires. He's going to be leading. He flicks it onto that bank. He gets high real quick. Big, massive flick. By that Papadakis Racing Prep vehicle, getting all the way out to that course's edge. Matt Field tucking into that smoke trail. Whoa, wow! That thing blowing flames like a dragon. Look at that, the drip cave, the caveman. And when man created fire, it was here in Orlando. Wow, that was insane. Look at that thing. He's still blowing flames. Looks like might have caught that bumper on fire. We definitely need to get that fire extinguisher, get him off course. Get him over there.
All right, so as that's going on the track, let me go ahead and explain here. A little bit shallower on the angle through the outside zone 1 area on the bank. Matt Field had to probably do that to get closer in proximity, but the transition at the inside clip 2, he did dive in a little bit too much. Took a small line where he did center punch the inside clip cone.
Yep.
And right here, does a transition, dives in a little bit too much, and then you saw that explosion. Whatever that happened to his car, I don't know if that was a backfire, but also looking at the lead run, Ryan Turk once again kind of going off track on the outside, the last part of the outside zone 2. We do have to remember that as well. Hopefully they can get the car situated and it's not a big problem.
Yeah, don't know what caught fire. That was pretty big, and it was continuous through all the way throughout the back. It was the whole back end. So it backfired, firing off through that Borla exhaust. Definitely using all of it. It looks cool. Yeah, you know what? That gentleman, he's on his phone right now. He's I don't know who he's texting right now. Maybe his wife. But we do know that he escaped death earlier. He got a lucky break against his Toyota teammate. If you can remember, you know, we saw the lead run. Gucci was leading. Osbo made the mistake, or not the mistake, he shut down, he broke his diff. Gucci then broke. So we got some cool telemetry as far as speed, G's, what's going on, acceleration. You can see those acceleration lights, the G lights on the windshield here as Matt Field, Borla exhaust, firing off. Ryan Turk tucks into that pocket. You can see Matt Field using all the cores, now drops into that inside clip. Both of them absolutely spot on, zeroed in. Matt Field nudges that BC Racing clipping point out of the way. Ryan Turk mimicking great angle. Matt Field allowing that opportunity with a great lead run.
Wow.
Some great driving. Just, I mean, that was damn near flawless.
Yes, it was.
By both drivers.
Both drivers, yeah, lead and chase. I mean, there's no explanation needed here. Both of the vehicles are doing great on the bank. Very close. Ryan Turk is right there and lunges right into the pocket where he wants to be, and he backs up, gets into formation, stays on the same line as the lead car. Now, this is going to come down to lead, chase to chase, but it's going to be how well did they both do, because Ryan Turk's lead wasn't that bad either. So we're going to have to take both that into consideration, and also earlier when Matt Field was giving chase, he did pretty much center punch the inside clip too, and had to shallow up on the bank as well. So that's something that we're going to have to think about.
All right, this is a tough one. Again, there are serious repercussions with this battle here. I mean, you're going to bang doors if you get closer than that. I mean, and we've seen that exchange. You know, Ryan Turk navigating through that GT Radial smoke. Ryan Turk tucking into that smoke trail. Here's the BC Racing Go for Gold side-by-side. We're utilizing this a lot tonight. I'm just going to warn you. Wow.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of side-by-side tonight for sure.
Yep.
But as you see, both of the vehicles doing a great job on the lead. And as we were speaking earlier, the only difference we see is in the chase position, where we see a big difference in the cars.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, some great driving here by both the drivers. Make some noise for Field and Turk. Again, one more time, battle. The Type S lights are on. You can see, I mean, just the armor, just having some battle damage in it, right? Just looking strong. You can see Matt Field, again, coming into this round, the leader and points. He won in Long Beach. Ryan Turk knocked out 32 in Atlanta. So he has something to prove here. Here we go, slide him left for Turk, or right for Matt Field. One more time, Japan judge Robbie says Ryan Turk, and one more time, they're going at it again.
So I believe
on the GT Radial variety. Denofa, Forsberg, coming out of the chute. Denofa initiates, Forsberg giving himself maybe too much room here. Denofa, big angle, coming down into that first inside clip. Forsberg had one of the best chase runs earlier. There he goes, dropping into formation, gets into the pocket, but he falls back. You can see Denofa right there on the track edge.
Wow.
Right there on the track edge. So on initiation, seeing that Forsberg drop back a little bit, and he just couldn't catch up and gain that ground. Let's take a look at it again here. Different angles, different perspective.
Yeah, so like you said, right there from the start on the straightaway, it looks like Denofa did get a little ahead of Forsberg, and he could not close the proximity. He did have to take a smaller line as well, and also hit the inside clip as a chased car. Right here, even where everybody starts to catch up at the outside zone too, it looks like there's not much of catching up made by Forsberg, even though he was running a slightly shallower line. So the car is really, really gripped up. So the crazy part about this is Denofa is really fast on track right now, but he does not compromise. He also runs with big angle and a lot of throttle. And that's what's amazing. So now we're going to have to see if he can chase down Forsberg as well as he led him.
Yeah, so a great lead run there by Denofa. All right, we got smoke lingering here. The wind's still blowing, which is good. It's blowing, you can see flags whipping around. It's going from basically outer zone 2 into, it's going the direction the cars are pointed right now, but it still lingers, and when that light hits it, it just gets thicker.
Yeah, now the sun is gone, but we have the lights here for the track. So
right.
This is going to be tricky for the drivers and hard to see, especially through that thick smoke they lay down.
Type S, the official lighting of Formula Drift, outfitted on the track, on the cars, even Larry Chen's camera. Here we go. Forsberg out front, NOS Energy Drink, all new Z, GT Radial tires. Flicks it, initiates into that outside zone. Denofa tucks in. Look at this, Denofa maybe getting a little Nitto tire tread in the door of the all new Z. Transitions now into that second inside clip. Denofa banging doors with Forsberg into that second outside zone. In dominant fashion, Denofa goes tire to tire, tread to tread. Some great driving by Chelsea Denofa in that chase position.
And you said earlier, maybe it is because he knows this track well, because he is navigating this track nearly perfect. Look at how close he got to the lead car. Now Forsberg doing a average job on the bank, not as high as he should be, but does not cheat the line, does not cheat the angle. Right there, banging doors. Chelsea Denofa is hunting Forsberg down a little less on the angle at the outside zone too, but overall, great job by both drivers.
We saw that earlier with Dylan Hughes. You know, he does have the proximity, isn't mimicking the exact degree of angle, not, you know, parallel, a little like 15 degrees off, right? So, but it shows you the proximity's right there. To get that exact angle like there, and then you see him back up, going to that second outside zone. Forsberg's hammering down. He has the proper line, but Denofa just kind of flexing, showing the presence right there, and to reinitiate and mimic that angle is very difficult. And here we go, slide him left for Chelsea. Denofa gets the win. Denofa gets the win and advances on, taking out and the 4 RTR pilots. Vaughn was out there. He went home on Thursday, so he's not even here in the building. He's watching at home. He's cheering on him and Gunnar and Abby and his other son, spacing on the name right now, but he's cheering him on, and they are parting it on. And there it is, Denofa. There's a handsome Rob cheering him on. There's Dan saying, hey, good job, bud. You did it. So Denofa moves on, but guess what? We could see Denofa and Dean in the Great 8 if James Dean wins here.
Hey, this is kind of cool to see, though, because Odie has a couple of cars that's under his wing. JR has a couple of cars under his wings. And all these veteran drivers are starting to spread and make their own team and create a team and start to, you know, bring in a lot of drivers. And that's actually really good for the sport. That's something that we've never really seen previously.
I think that's just a progression. We've seen it in IndyCar, NASCAR, and other forms of motorsports. And, you know, developmental, if it's pro spec, and then obviously with pro, expanding your team. You know, if you got one race truck, you bring another race car. Here we go. Big sparks flying out the back of James Dean's Ford Mustang. Odie Bakshi's leading that field. Suspension, GT radio, pedal commander, Enios, oil, S&T. More sparks being thrown by James Dean. Whoa, look at that. The Irish driver hit the 3-wheel motion, pulling that thing up, but Odie Bakshi continues on with James Dean in that rear view mirror, the side mirror. Look at that, they could high five, considering James Dean on the right-hand side, Odie's on the left. Practically could high five him. They're gonna do a thumb war mid-battle there.
That would be sweet to see, but let's go ahead and check out this run. From early on, James Dean does apply pressure on the bank. He does run a slightly smaller line, shallower line on the bank, but does not give Odie any space proximity-wise. Very close throughout the run, but as you can see the rear bumper alignment there, he's not as outside on the outside line as Odie is. So now we're gonna have to see how well they do when they switch places. But overall, proximity, great job. Odie in the lead position, great job. And this is just exciting to see. And I can't wait to see what's gonna happen when they switch places.
Yeah, I think James could definitely tighten it up. You know, just tidy it up. Just, you know, smooth out the corners, round the edge, sand it down. You know, it's kind of, you're prepping a car. You gotta knock down that Bondo. You gotta knock down that filler. You gotta just prep the car. So I think he's just gotta refine a little bit more. And Odie, I'll tell you what, right now, he's going to have a lot of confidence on his side. He knows who he's going against, 3-time champion. Odie, the championship has escaped him a couple times. I think that Odie, he's one of the best chase drivers in the Formula Drift grid. He's really going to push. He has so much history behind the wheel of an LS supercharged S chassis.
And he knows this. Yeah, he knows he doesn't have to hold back either, because leading it was James Dean. And James Dean obviously does a great job in the lead position as well. So I think Odie knows what to do, and James Dean knows what to do.
Ron Ball knows what to do. Tune into Formula Drift. That's right. Shout out to 777 Style. All right, we're checking the log here. Just taking a look. Oh, they're hiding the data. You know, just taking a look at the specs. What's going on in the car? What are they doing, Robbie? What do you think they're assessing?
It's not a game for sure, but I'm pretty sure they're going through the system to make sure that the car is functioning correctly, and everything that's in the motor, the ECU, everything that controls it, make sure there's no errors there. Probably getting ready for the next battle. If they see any glimpse of, I don't know, something wrong with it, the tuner should be able to see. Yeah, they'll be able to see anything that's weird, a hiccup, and pretty sure that they're just double checking everything. We've came so far in drifting that, you know, there's teams like this, and there's so much support behind the teams. and you got to, you know, realize it is the drivers that are driving it, but the teams are supporting the drivers.
Also, keep in mind, Chelsea Nova went hard into the wall. It was down to the minute,
Yes,
you know,
it was.
32 to 16. So here we go. James Dean's leading in AutoZone. RTR Spec 5FD, and there goes Odie Bakshis. I told you, one of the best chase drivers, so comfortable behind the wheel of the S chassis. Wheel to wheel, tire to tire. Oh, buddy. I'll tell you what, I think they went tire to tire.
Ooh.
And Odie might have gotten too aggressive. Let's take a look at it. I mean, that's at first glance. He knows he needed to throw down, but was that too much? And when you go tire to tire, you can't counter. So as a chase car, you need to allow the lead car that grace, and you don't impede in their way.
Yeah, so
Take
if there was a contact in front tires, it almost works as a brake.
Also, take a look at the G.
Right there,
Excel. James does tap.
Ooh. Now that's going to be something hard. I'm going to have to look into that.
Yeah, I'll let you lay out. But you look at the instant replay. You see him tapping the brakes, which, you know, would love to throw up the Excel decel zone. You see how maxed out that angle is on the Ford Mustang. So here we go. So here goes James. You see Odie being aggressive. He takes some angle out of it. He straightens up. You know, so now is a great opportunity. All right, so good opportunity here to explain those lights on the windshield. We've instituted them this year. It's brand new for this year. It's an aid exactly for this instance. So green positive G. This isn't attached to the brakes or the gas pedal. This is G. Imagine a string or, like, you know, a weight in the middle of the car. G's, woof, it's going backwards. You got positive G's, you're going forward. Negative, you're slowing down, right? So that pendulum is going to swing forward. When you're neutral, it's hanging right in the middle. That's yellow. So when you're positive G's, your car's accelerating, right? When you get red, that means your attitude of the car is kind of diving down. So take a look at the windshields. There are the G lights. So you can see, you know, Odie. They're about the same right now. You see a little tap of the red, a little decel there. Neutral for Odie. James Dean, it's been green the whole time. So that's where accelerating. It never went yellow, never went neutral, and obviously never went red. You see yellow, you see neutral from Odie, and I think this is a great aid. We're not beholden to it, but a great aid for the judges. I'm, again, just the announcer, giving you some insight and giving you some edutainment here. You see Odie Bakshis in that chase position, tire to tire. You see Odie get out of angle, and I think just when you rock the car like that, Robbie, you're quickly over here. You talking to your other judges. Keep in mind, this is the second run.
Yes.
Odie led. Now he chases James, obviously lead and chase.
Yeah. So the other judges maybe made their decisions as well, but we were looking really closely to make sure that James Dean wasn't over rotating already.
Yeah.
And looking at the course layout, it looks like he was maxed out on angle, but I'm not sure if he was over rotating, and maybe that tap did hit before he even started to over rotate as well.
Wow.
So we were looking carefully because we do have our own replay where we can control here.
Different perspectives, not just the one that the fans are seeing.
Yes. So taking all that in consideration, we're going to have to make a call now.
All right, slide him left for Odie or right for James Dean, and it looks like James Dean gets 1, 2, and 3 votes. So you're saying that James wasn't over rotating? He was locked.
Yeah.
We say, hey, you want the same car? So we have the same car and just go heads up and run it hard. I know he's going to go all out everywhere. I know I can take some chances where with other people I couldn't. And hopefully it ends up being an awesome battle, and I load him into the trailer before my car.
Well, I love seeing two guys going against each other that are heads-up drivers. Must instill a lot of confidence there. Guys.
Thank you so much, Loretta. I want to see him being loaded up before I do. That's a nice way of putting it. All right, this is the second one more time between these two gladiators. Ryan Turk, Rain-X Toyota GR Corolla. This is the second one more time. Are we going to get a winner? Is it going to be Ryan Turk, or is it going to be the four-leg exhaust Corvette of Matt Field? Ryan Turk initiates into that bank. Big angle there from Ryan Turk. Matt Field tucks into that pocket. Slamming down on that transition in that second front clip. Matt Field does center punch it. He did that on his first battle. Now Ryan Turk finds that second outside. Ooh, he exceeded that quite a bit. That different angle. Now here is where replay definitely plays an important role. Matt Field firing off through that four-leg exhaust. You can feel the heat wave literally out the back end on his face with sunglasses.
And yet you brought it up too, and we brought it up earlier too. There are two mistakes that we saw by these drivers. Both of the drivers doing a great job until here. Matt Field does center punch that inside clip 2 cone and tries to get back into formation at the outside zone 2. But right there, towards the end of the outside zone 2, the lead car, Ryan Turk, does dip a tire as well. Doesn't start super high on the bank right here, but makes his way up towards the end of the outside zone 1 area. So now we're going to have to see what Matt does when he leads and how Ryan's going to give chase.
Yeah, let's see how it ends up. You know, they've gained some equity here. Man, look at Turk even pulling that front left off the ground. So a great job there by both the drivers. A little mistake by Field, but just gaining more and more equity, excuse me, with all of these battles. Second one more time. I know Hansel and the Lean Customs guys are tuning in. They're on the stream and on the roof. If you didn't pick up your limited edition Lean Customs Matt Field pin, they're available only here in Orlando, and all the rest will be available online later. So again, shout out to Lean Customs. Creating some cool limited edition pins this season for Form the Drift as well, if you get a VIP pack. Here we go. Matt Field out front. World Exhaust, Heatwave, Lean Customs, GT Radio, back. Look at this. Getting the jump on Ryan Turk, but Ryan Turk now trying to shred some Nitto tire into the door of that Corvette. Past that first inside clip. Here goes Ryan Turk. Now he dives in on the inside. He does wrap around that second inside clip, but let's see how they finally come down to that outside zone. Man, Matt Field was right there on that razor's edge. Really well done by Matt Field. Stomp your feet, Orlando. 2 one more times. Could feel the wave here in Orlando.
Wow, so I'm pretty sure we're probably going to end up seeing a side-by-side view of these vehicles again, but right there, Ryan Turk tucking right into the spot where he should be with Matt Field. Both of the vehicles doing a great job, and Matt, great job on the lead position, and Ryan Turk not hitting, well, nudging the cone right there at the inside clip too, but he does get right close to where he's supposed to be at behind Matt Field on outside zone 2. Now checking this out, you can see how fast he gains proximity to the lead vehicle. Ryan Turk keeps his, does mimic his leader right here, Matt Field. He does chase him down, gets really close, stays on the same angle and the line all the way through the finish.
Some tremendous driving by both of these gentlemen. Neither of them champion, but real contenders. A lot of eyeballs, a large fan base, the makings of a champion. But it's just not just coalesce. It just hasn't, you know, come together for either of these drivers. All right, here we go. We're going another one more time. Slide him left for Turk, or right for Matt Field. Ryan Turk gets the win. Ryan Turk gets the win, taking out our current Kazuya Taguchi versus Forrest Wang. Kazuya Taguchi Up Garage ISR Performance. GT Radio talking about this 86 that Jerry Yang vehicle initiates big into the bank. Forrest Wang. Look at the angle that Yellow Speed Racing Kenda Tires S15 has. Like I said, very similar styles. Big angle there. Hitting that second inside clip. Kazuya Taguchi, I mean, he's been Domo Arigato, Mr. Roboto, man. He is Mr. Roboto, dude. He is just crushing it. He's a robot, man. From last year in St. Louis, I feel like he's just hitting his strides.
Yeah, I think he had unfortunate things going on with the car and team eating last event in Atlanta.
Wow.
He's able to shine here because he did qualify third, nice and high on the bank there. And I thought Forrest was trying to catch up to him on the straight, so he did leave a little early, but he did time it correctly. Wow. But it looks like Forrest has to run a smaller line and a shallower angle just to keep up to Taguchi throughout the track. Right here, you can see the slight difference in the line up until the middle of the outside zone 1. They both do a good job coming off the outside zone 1, and kind of not a center punch, but Forrest Wang does have to hit the inside clip 1 and 2. And right here, doesn't get too close to the outside box of the outside zone 2 and in the chase position. So we're going to have to see what Taguchi is going to do when he is giving chase. And you know Forrest Wang is going to throw down that big, huge, stylish angle in the lead position.
Yeah, and he does have that big angle that he can hang out and just really hanging out there. And it's so interesting, you know, because we've seen so many Japanese drivers. I mean, trying to see, I mean, outside of Taguchi, it's pretty much Gucci. Like,
yeah, I think it's Gucci and
real Japanese
Taguchi.
American. I mean, as far as, you know, just people always, you know, when I tell people, oh, now it's drifting, oh, it's a Japanese sport. I'm like, it's truly international. Man,
it is international now.
You know what I mean?
I know that for a fact. Because
yeah, and obviously you've seen FD Japan grow over the years. We've been there. We've hung out and partied there, both on track and off track. But you know, just seeing it truly international. I mean, all the flags on the far side of the track. Those are all the countries being represented on track and in the grid. So it's really, really cool to see that. Here we're looking at James Dean's team working on the vehicle, getting it aligned, throwing on some fresh Nitto tires. Got the turbo fans, got the discs on the wheels.
I wonder if they get to talk smack to each other.
Maybe
put them on the same radio or something.
Right. What's the protocol here? What are they doing? You know, no damage, nothing crazy. What's the protocol? What are they doing?
Well, they're both drivers. They're both drivers, and they're very aggressive drivers. So
well, I'm saying, what's the crew doing?
Oh, the crews, yeah, just double checking, making sure the cars are okay.
Alignment,
fresh tires,
fuel,
yeah,
fresh
exactly.
tires.
So they want to make sure that the cars are, you know, tip-top condition when they go on the battle.
All right, here we go, the second half of this battle. Forrest Wang, Kazuya Taguchi. Forrest Wang, Yellow Speed Racing.
No.
Oh, that's it. Ooh. That's a wrap. That's a wrap, unfortunately. Forrest Wang shuts it down. Kazuya Taguchi, he doesn't even need to complete this run with the lead car shutting it down. That's an unchaseable run, obviously. Shuts it down. Very unfortunate for the vehicle. But Kazuya Taguchi, will it advance? So Taguchi, he advances on into the Great 8. That Up Garage ISR Performance got a easy win here with Forrest. Wonder what happens. That's
yeah, Forrest's car looked like he lost power on the straightaway, so he didn't speed up, get into speed he wanted to for the outside zone 1 or the initiation area. So he's
a lot of notoriety. He's on the Vitor tires. Loved his podcast again on Outer Zone. Can't wait for Travis Reeders. I think Reeder has one. He's awesome. Love Travis Reeder as well. Here we go. Old red, new red. Was red and white smoked all over? The Nicholas BMW of Travis Reeder. Big angle there. Coming down outside zone 1 into inner clip. Reeder just barely wraps it around. Nice job by him. Oh, looks like Stuckey overshoots. He straightens out. That's a big mistake by Stuckey. And that was unaffected, or basically it was absolutely independent of anything Travis Reeder did. So Stuckey going from inside clip 1 to inside clip 2. And unfortunately, I believe he called his competition timeout previously today.
Ooh, okay, hopefully it's not any trouble, but man, that was kind of a waste because Stuckey was doing a great job on the bank, and so was Reeder. This was supposed to be a really, really close battle, but right here, Stuckey does tuck in a little bit too much. That's 3 tires off for sure, and straightening. So that's going to be an incomplete in the chase position for Stuckey. But like we always talk about this, you never know what's going to happen until you switch places. That's the beauty of drifting.
Yeah, and you know, yeah, exactly. You could chalk it up. You know, you could write it down and be like, what? I mean, we saw that earlier with Gucci and Osbo.
Exactly.
We thought, oh my gosh, Osbo's going to lose if Gucci finished. Oh, Gucci broke. And that's,
really,
that's how it is, man. Like, it's just where the cookie crumbles. That game of Plinko, you know, Price is Right, click, 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 click. I won $1,000. No, you won 0.
Yep.
You might be $1,000 richer, and then you got $0, homeboy.
So we know Stuckey is just going to do a killer lead, and Reeder is probably not going to give him any space either.
I think Reeder's going to kind of play it safe. He's not going to be too aggressive. Why did Stuckey break? Maybe he's unhealthy. So you have to take that into consideration. You know, Travis Reeder, his spotter's probably in his ear saying, "Hey, you know what? Go through the motions. You know, you're not going to win here in the grade 8. You got, or not in the 16. You got to get to the 8. You got to get to the 4. You got to get to the finals." Daniel Stuckey, the birthday boy, is trying to blow out the candles on his birthday cake. The candles being those BC Racing Trackside Tropical inside clips. And now Stuckey shows up. Great lead run, but unfortunately with him going off course, boom, there it is. Travis Reeder's going to get the victory, unfortunately, after Stuckey straightened out. We don't know what happened, but of course, happy birthday to Stuckey. We'll see him in New Jersey, but unofficially, Travis Reeder going to get the victory.
Yeah, so that was a slightly safer run by Reeder, not haunting down Stuckey in his lead position. Looks like he was starting to get gapped a little bit more, too, after the 2 inside clips. but I wouldn't say that that is an inactive run, or I'm sorry, inactive chase by the chaser Reader, and that was just a very safe run, but I don't think that's going to change anything around because the incomplete that Suki did when he was chasing.
All right, let's make it official. Slide of left for Travis Reader and the Nicholas GT Radial BMW. Advance is on. That's right, Travis Reader. Atta boy. The speed reader, those WPMs. Yeah, that guy. Rubber. Matt Sopa getting into position, running off course. Here we go, our first battle of the Great Eights. Ryan Turk out front, defeating after 2 one more times, Matt Field. Ryan Turk initiating, not as high and as aggressive as he was previously with Matt Field, but that gives Dylan Hughes an opportunity to get to the side of that Toyota Corolla. Dylan Hughes, give himself a little bit of distance. Oh man, Ryan Turk snapping out that back taillight. Blasted that cone on entry of that second outside zone.
Yeah, so it looked like maybe he was going a little wide. Let's go ahead and check out the replay here. Like you said, not so high on the bank at the beginning, but does make his way to the outside zone. Outside zone number 1. Does go a little wide on inside clip 1. Gives Dylan a chance to get in there, and he does run a good line at the inside clip. And right here, from the beginning of the outside zone 2, it looks like Ryan Turk does go tire off a little, comes back in and does go tire off again, like his previous runs that he had. So now we're gonna have to see Dylan Hughes lead and see how Ryan Turk is gonna give chase.
All right, so the first portion of this first Great 8 battle. Man, it's just crazy. You know, many moons ago, you drove the Sil Camino, the 180 SX with the notched out back. You're part of Team Orange.
19 years ago.
19 years ago. Open face helmet, Robbie.
Hey, we used to be young.
Used to be what?
We used to be young.
We used to be young. Hey, I'm still 25. I don't know what you're talking about, man. My gray hair and my beard and all my, you know, all my tattoos tell you different, but I'm 25 eternally, baby. Young at heart. Yeah,
all right.
But we're still old.
All right, yeah.
Don't grow old. Don't grow old. It's a trap. Stay young forever.
Yeah, stay young. Enjoy it.
Yep. Dylan Hughes, Ryan Turk. But I was just going to allude to the progression of the vehicles, man.
Oh, yeah.
And we could never have a crystal ball that would say we'd progress to this. And what that tells me is I'm really excited for where this motorsport is going.
Oh, yeah. We have like triple the amount of horsepower, probably triple or maybe more amount of grip.
Yep.
Angle, everything. Everything is just so much more. Oh yeah, technology.
Application, manufacturers saying, hey, you know, Toyota, we got, you know, Nissan, we have, you know, multiple manufacturers, Mazda even, you know, and, you know, the tire manufacturers, the aftermarket, you know, just love it. Love it. Again, thank you to all our official sponsors, including K&N, Rockstar, Royal Purple, Toyota Motorsport, Type S, the United States Air Force. Let's keep this party going for years to come. And let's keep the party going right now with Dylan, the Dozer Hughes. Hammering on those brake lights. You see that J-force going down, but that allows Ryan Turk to get that proximity past that inside clip. Now here goes Dylan into that second inside clip. Ryan Turk dives in, but look at Dylan right there on the course edge. He does get up onto the bank a little bit, not too much. And again, imagine if there was a little bit of red clay out there like Atlanta, just a little bit of a rooster, a little rooster spruce, right? But not dirt clods. Let's take another look at it again here.
Yeah, so both of the vehicles are doing a great job in the chase position and trying to mimic the lead runs. But now I'm going to kind of look into how well both of the cars were leading. And looking at Dylan Hughes, he does go to the edge of the track, but he does look like he keeps the car within track width, within the lines. Right here, it looks like Ryan Turk does take a slightly smaller, shallower line on the outside zone 1 area. Dylan Hughes does a better job than Ryan Turk did in the lead position after the infield as well. And it looks like Ryan Turk is also going out of bounds in outside zone 2 in the chase position as well. So we're gonna have to take all that in consideration and make our choices.
You know, Dylan Hughes, we saw him win here last year. He knows his track. That was in less than ideal conditions, and he navigated it. So he's got to love this place. Ryan Turk, slide him left, slide him right for Dylan Hughes, and look at this. Dylan Hughes takes out Ryan Turk. Ryan Turk knocked out. He'd get the win against Field, but not against Dylan Hughes. So the winner of this goes against the Dozer, Dylan Hughes, the final 4. Here comes Frederick Osbo versus Simon Olsen, an all-Norwegian battle. Norse, here we go. Frederick Osbo, big angle from him. Simon Olsen Needs to get that proximity and mimic that angle, pulling away from him. Simon Olsen was looking great all day today. But Freddie showing you why he is 3-time champion and defending champion. That was just a real strong presence there from Frederick Osbo.
Yeah, that was like a 3-time champion lead run right here. Nice and high on the bank, maybe from the middle of the bank. Olsen gets a little bit wobbly during the chase in the bank, has to take away a little bit of the angle to keep the proximity. Now, after he passes outside zone, the beginning of the outside zone 2, he does a great job getting right back on track where he has to be mimicking the lead run of Frederick Osbo. And right here, dropping down a little bit by Olsen and shallowing up on the angle and being a little wobbly towards the end of the outside zone 1, and also hitting the inside clip cone when he was coming off the bank as well. Towards the end of the track, beautiful job by the chase driver. Now we're going to have to see how Olsen is going to lead and what Frederick Osbo is going to do in the chase position.
Here we go. Let's alternate the orders, get that overhead view. Great view of our Type S lights at the start. Remember, next round, New Jersey, Englishtown Raceway, the first ever North American purpose-built drift coliseum. And that's where we'll have both Pro Spec and Pro, round 2 of the Pro Spec Championship, the Link Engine Management Pro Spec Championship. 4 rounds within the 8. A lot of talented drivers, up and coming, condensed schedule, spec class, spec tire, GT radial, also obviously all the running Link Engine Management. Here we go, Simon Olsen out front, fuel suspension, GT radial, F chassis. Frederick Osbo says, hey, how you doing? How's it back in Norway? Well, I am right here, all up in your business, checking your temperature. Now transitioning into that inside clip 2. Simon Olsen taken out. Now, this is his first season with a Vortex Supercharged LS. Never driven an S chassis. Making it look really good. But Frederick Osbo, that gold shadow, shining bright like a diamond. I love gold. The gold member, 3-time champion.
Wow, so the 3-time champ had to show his lead driver, Olsen, what he had to do. Yeah, he had to go and knock on his door right next to him. Very close on the bank. Not as steady, but I would have to say being that close and matching up the angle is very, very hard to do. Now, after the switchback going to the inside clip 2, Olsen does hit the inside clip 2 cone. Does a good job around the outside zone 2, but Frederick Osbo is right there the whole time. But I would have to say Olsen, great job all weekend because, like you said, this is his first year campaigning this car.
Yeah, that's a steep learning curve. You know, when you're used to the 2J kind of power.
I heard he'd never driven. I heard he never driven an S chassis or something.
Never an S chassis
Yeah.
and never an LS.
Yep.
And a supercharged LS. That's a lot to handle. That's a quick curve. Here we go. Slide him left. A 4. Frederick Osbo gets the win. So the 3-time champ, who's second. There we are in the cockpit. James Dean on the right. Here we go. Chelsea Denofa, James Dean. Chelsea qualified second. James Dean qualifying 10. Go ahead and initiate a sparks fly outside of James Dean's vehicle. Chelsea Denofa high on the bank. James Dean right there in tow. Dropping down an inside clip. Looks like James Dean takes out the inside clip. Chelsea takes out the second inside clip. Going to that second and final outside zone. An all RTR battle ready to rock. I don't know if you saw him, but I think he was claiming he was #1 outside the window of Chelsea Denofa. Oh, roll the tape. Hey, if you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. It says fun haver on their vehicles for a reason. They're having some fun.
They're definitely having fun right here. Look at them get super close on to each other's doors on the bank. Now, after coming off the bank at the inside clip and the inside clip 1 and 2, I think James Dean is falling back a little bit, and then now he gets back into formation where he is chasing Chelsea Denofa down. Now, it looks like in the lead position, Chelsea does get a little, he runs the smaller line at the inside clips because he does pun the inside clip cones there, here and there, but he barely hits it, and it looks like he may be a little bit off on the outside zone 2 area towards the end, maybe a tire off, but it's just exciting to see both the cars, and I'm eager to see who's gonna take this battle.
Yeah, this is fun, man. This is for bragging rights. This is for You know what? Actually, James and his lady Becky are staying at the Denofa's house this whole week until Grid Life next week.
All right.
James Dean's going his first Grid Life next weekend. This is for the bar tab.
Who's going to buy who a drink?
Yeah,
is that what
exactly.
Yeah.
So this is for bragging rights within RTR, and of course, championship, going for that. Points at stake, no team orders. I'm sure, like he said, hey, if you got the car, you know, there's variables to this. And as you said earlier, particular settings that one driver likes, looser, tighter, feel this, feel that, what the butt dyno says, right? So where they're feeling right about it. Look, it says Fun Haver on the door. Let's have some fun. Are you ready to send it, Orlando? Make some noise! Here we go. James Dean, that AutoZone RTR, spec 5FD out front. Front fender flying off. Sparks go flying. James Dean sticks it to the wall. Chelsea Nova sticks it to the door. Here we go, transitioning now, back down. In the inside clip, slamming down. Goes James the Machine Dean, 3-time champion. Chelsea Nova fighting for it. The RTR battle ready to rock. Fun Haver crew right there sticking it to him. Make some noise. Oh, Doctor, come on.
All right.
Yo, just keep going, guys. Just keep going.
Hey, is this a demo?
This is a demo. This is an RTR demo here.
Wow.
This battle brought to you by Ford. Yo.
Yeah, so it's close enough, parts flying off of James Dean's car, but right there, right after the initiation, Chelsea Denofa gets right on his door as the chase vehicle, does not give him any inches away to run away from the chase vehicle. Now, James Dean does a great job on the lead position, and now I'm going to have to look at the lead-to-lead chase right there, a little bit of a love tap as well from Chelsea towards the end of outside zone 2. Looking at the aerial view here, you can see how close Chelsea is getting to James Dean, and also matching the angle, mimicking the lead driver. He does a really good job in the chase position, and he knows the ins and outs. It looks like Chelsea knows a little bit more on the chasing side than James Dean in a Ford Mustang, but this is going to be interesting to see what the judge is going to say.
Very, very tough. I mean, you are a judge, by the way, Robbie. It's very interesting what the judge is. You're talking about yourself?
Other judges. The other two judges,
you know, and we talked about this earlier. Chelsea is very familiar with this track. He probably has more burnt tires off this track. Rivaling him would be Adam LZ. But look at that, the fist pump by Chelsea Denofa. I think that was just for a celebration of a damn good show. That was just an awesome run. Slide him left for Denofa, right for James Dean. There's one more time. So let's see what we got. And that quote of my buddy Ron reminded me. He says, yep, guess what? Chelsea's request came true. He put James Dean on the trailer first. All right, here we go.
It's funny.
What's that?
It's funny. It's not funny, but it's funny. You know?
That's what you call
joke.
That's talking.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
It's all good. It's all fair in love and war. They're laughing right now in the pits. I guarantee it. All right, so here we go. Our final battle of the Torque Motorsports Grade A, Kazuya Taguchi versus Travis Reeder. Fairly equally matched battle. Who's got the power? Who's got the swing? Who's got the thing? Kazuya Taguchi right to the wall immediately. Reeder right there, sticking it to him. The Nicholas BMW to the side of Taguchi. Woo! Holy cow, look at that. Headlight exchange, tapping.
Wow.
Look at that, Kazuya stays in it. It looked like Kazuya came across the nose of Reeder and blasts out.
That wasn't really a nudge. That was kind of a push, but let's go ahead and check out the replay there.
I want to see the
what
overhead.
happened? Yeah, what happened at the switchback going from inside clip 1 to 2. It's kind of obvious that there's damage on the front end of Reeder's vehicle. All right, here we go. Like you said, right when they initiated, Taguchi getting right to the top of the bank. Super close is Reeder. Less angle, but trying to stay close. But right here, there is a decel area where Taguchi is allowed to adjust himself, getting to the inside clip 2, going to the outside zone 2 as well. Let's go ahead and check this out from a different view. Right there, all the way on the line. Looks like he's sucked up through the wall. Reeder, wobbly, but good proximity. A little bit of less angle than right there where there was a switchback. There was a lot of smoke there, so I'd have to see if that was a huge correction by Reeder, if he had to straighten there or not. But there was contact, obviously. But looks like Taguchi stayed in it, going through outside zone 2.
that was impressive of Taguchi to continue on with that portion of the track. And it didn't seem, I want to take note of Kazuya's windshield lights, as Kazuya, oh no, that back left.
Oh yeah, and he still drove on it through outside zone 2 after. Wow.
So yeah, that back left got hit. He shut it down, and that's where Dylan Hughes.
I think now we're gonna have to tell you anything until we see this battle.
All right, here we go. So here's the second half of the Reeder Taguchi battle. Kazuya Taguchi now got that fresh suspension. Travis Reeder banged up, but no big deal. He's going to continue on. Sometimes when you take a big hit like that, you just come uncorked. And there it goes, past that transition into that second inside clip. Kazuya Taguchi lost a bit of speed there, and Reeder puts on a blazing lead run. Taguchi, not even part of the equation, was consistent with the proximity, but it was a couple car lengths back.
All right, so we're going to reach back
take a look at it
and
again.
check out the replays here. There was a sizable gap in between these two cars where Reeder was leading, and it looked like it started off okay, where there was okay proximity with Taguchi being behind, but little by little through the middle of the bank, it looks like Reeder started to gap Taguchi, and Taguchi even had to fall into a lower line on the bank and less angle trying to keep up with Reeder, but it looks like he cannot shorten the distance between
Seemed like
the two
Kazuya
cars.
lost a little bit of confidence even.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's mechanical, but it does look like he is on a lower line and there is a good sizable gap. I'm not sure if they were telling him to take it easy because maybe they think they have an advantage or not after the first run, but we'll see. I'm gonna have to see more replays of this.
And here's a refresher for that first run. So you were talking about it, Travis, some bobbles there, a little wobbly.
Yes, a little bit of a wobble, but he was keeping the pressure on the lead car. So now we're gonna have to see if that was anywhere near an incomplete or not on the chase vehicle, and we're gonna have to compare. I'm gonna have to go ahead and check out the replays again.
So the impact happened. The fall was given to Reeder, but that's not indicative of basically him falling off. If he spun or something happened, or basically with Kazuya Taguchi staying in it, he continued on. Make some noise for Kazuya Taguchi and Travis Reeder. Great battle here, some good contact, risking it for the biscuit. So the winner here going against Denofa. So taking a look overall, Dylan Hughes, Frederick Osbo, they're already in the 4, as well as Chelsea Denofa. But Denofa, who took out his RTR teammate, is in the final 4 and going against the winner of this battle. Going into that Type S Final 4. So here's the bracket. You can see Hughes and Frederick Osbo. And Chelsea Denofa is guaranteed a podium. See, at minimum, if he loses in the next battle, he's at least getting 3rd place. He's the highest qualifier of all the drivers, all 5 drivers, even though there isn't a decision between Kazuya Taguchi and Reeder just yet. Here we go. There is Dylan Hughes and Frederick Osbo. Dylan Hughes won last year in the rain, in the wet, utilizing all the Rain X. Here we go. Slide him left for Taguchi, right for Travis Reeder, and Kazuya Taguchi gets the win, knocking out Travis Reeder. Done last year in the super torrential biblical wet. Now here we go. Frederick Osbo, a little slow roll into that outside zone, big swing into the wall. Dylan Hughes right there. Great proximity from Dylan Hughes. Frederick Osbo exceeding the line of the track, now going into the first inside clip, into the second inside clip, now going to the second outside zone. There goes Frederick Osbo, dialing it in. Really good angle from Frederick Osbo.
Wow, wow.
Take a look. Did it seem slow on initiation? Was that me, or am I crazy, or just a big, nasty kind of aggressive flick?
It was an aggressive flick, but that was a beautiful job by the chase driver where Dylan gets right in the pocket. And like you said, Osbo looks like he does exceed the outside zone, the end of the outside zone one right there, which he leaves a little bit of space at the inside clip as well. And right there, I'm going to have to check the replay again, but it looks like he has trouble keeping the car in the track maybe on the line at the outside zone 2. But let's go ahead and check this out. This is a lot closer. You can see how close Dylan is. And right there looks like Osbo does dip one tire on the left side. And I'm sorry, he was tight on the inside clips 1 and 2. But right there, Dylan applying the pressure the whole time. And Osbo just doing his thing in the lead. So I would have to look into that, where Dylan had a, pretty crazy initiation going right to Osbo's door.
That was brave.
Yeah, that was really brave.
I say brave because I felt like Freddie, again, just at second glance,
I think he swung it really hard.
It didn't. Yeah. It felt like a big swing, a big pendulum swing up into the wall. Freddie does do a manji flick.
Yeah, and I think he wanted to do a dynamic, a cool flick going into the initiation, and it worked out. But it looked like
Dylan matched it.
Yeah,
perfectly.
Dylan mashed it up.
Dylan Dozer Hughes, Royal Purple, BMW on GT Radio, sticks it to the wall. But Frederick Osbo's right there. Look at that. The gold nose. Nosing in. Dylan, it looks like he had a similar line to Frederick Osbo. Both of them hanging on that outside zone, maybe just a bit too long. Now here comes Frederick Osbo. Dylan riding that line. Might have gone up into the bank a little bit, just for a moment.
Wow.
For a moment. Let's take a look at it again. Different angles, different perspective. They had similar outside zone ones.
The outside zone ones were like almost like a copy paste from both of these drivers. Now let's go ahead and check out the replay here. Dylan also goes up on the bank. Osbo does pretty similar chase, where Dylan goes really hard into the outside zone 1 and coming off the bank as well. Both of the drivers are doing a good job, and it looks like Osbo is keeping the pressure on as well. This looks really similar to Dylan's chase, where Osbo is, in the placement of the car and the angle of the car. Both of the drivers are doing an amazing job. Both of the drivers also dipping the tire at the outside zone 1 area. Now this is going to be a hard one for us to decide as well, because it's so close.
All right. Let's see, judges. What do you guys got? Who's moving on, or are they? Taking a look at the BC Racing Go for Gold side by side. Again, just really, really dynamic, fun swings.
Yeah, it
on
was.
that second glance.
Dylan does take that risk, and so does Osbo. Maybe not as close as how Dylan did it in the chase position, but both of the vehicles, I mean, this looks really, really similar. And both the cars tucked down, tucked behind each other, staying on the similar line and mimicking each other as a chase vehicle. So
what a great way to start the Final Four. Just some, again, just leveling up. Rhino, it says there's levels to this game, and when you just start to ante up, it just gets better and better, richer and richer.
yeah, this is I mean, I can't imagine runs like this happening 20 years ago. Like you said, it's evolved so much where the tandem is so much closer. The cars are crazier.
Oh, we got a decision. Are we going one more time? We going Osbo? We going Dylan Hughes? Slide him left for Osbo, right for Dylan Hughes. We got it one more time, and today he went against Chris Forsberg. We saw Kazuya Taguchi take out Travis Reeder. His path to get here, not easy. Not anybody's path has been easy today here. Make some noise, Orlando. Here we go in the Final Four. Travis Reeder is out, Osbo is in, but who is Osbo going against? Chelsea Denofa or Kazuya Taguchi? Looks yellow and black and smoky all over this battle. Chelsea Denofa initiates Kazuya Taguchi. Like you said, maybe found that confidence, maybe found that secret sauce. Dropping in that first inside flip. Kazuya goes to the side of Denofa.
Oh, man.
He just shot forward, man.
Man.
He's like, all right, well, Travis did this to me. I'm gonna do it to Denofa. Wow, that was a big hit.
Chelsea's car is pretty banged up from the hit he had earlier today in the wall.
Wow. Yeah, that's right. I mean, think about Denofa and his RTR team. Holy cow.
This car's been through a lot.
Oh, yeah, that front left. We saw the Ukrainian driver. His power steering went out, and that caused him to go into the wall.
And once again, Chelsea 4 tires off the ground.
Yep. Look at that back left corner. So Alex Halovnia, that's who he went against earlier. He went to the wall. Chelsea, boom, caught him. He spun out, hit that front left corner. Now that back left corner, man. This thing is taking an abuse. The RTR team is thrashing Kazuya Taguchi. I want to run that back, man. That was a hard hit. The same spot where Leader caught Taguchi.
It takes that much to try to beat Chelsea here because he didn't want to give him any space and no errors. Wanted to catch up, keep up with Chelsea. Then right here after the switchback, it didn't look like
he didn't even transition.
Yeah, he didn't transition fully and pretty much went into the left rear quarter panel.
Watch the green lights. They're on. He's on throttle. It just gripped up.
Yeah, he couldn't do a transition.
Did you see just plane in? He had understeer.
Yeah, he couldn't do a transition fully after the inside clip one and caught up to Chelsea a little too much. This is probably going to be an obvious one because, you know, the fault is probably going to be put onto the chase vehicle for not giving Chelsea his right of way and actually pushing him out of the way. Yeah, that was pretty. That's a pretty hard hit.
Big punt.
But it looks like Chelsea is driving off the track under his own power.
Oh, that'd be sweet. But now Kazuya's front left is now damaged under his own accord.
So this is where not using your competition timeout earlier from the hit is going to be useful for Taguchi because now I think the fault is going to be on Taguchi. He's not going to be able to do anything to his car unless he does call the competition timeout. And it looks like he's going back to the pit, so he probably is going to be calling his competition timeout.
Yeah, so a shake-up to the system. We were flowing there. We were rolling once we got Kazuya back out there. And now looks like Freddie's going to have some communication probably with Steph Papadakis, who's up here in the spotters tower. He's going to give us some insight of what is transpiring, what's unfolding. So Kazuya Taguchi is at fault. So what that means, again, similar to the Reader Taguchi that situation we just saw, Kazuya will have to utilize his competition timeout. Chelsea Denofa still has his competition timeout, but he won't have to utilize it. He gets 10-minute allotment, similar to what we saw with Kazuya being the blunt force trauma of the other vehicle.
Yeah, and as being in the team with Chelsea, I would, you know, try to keep that competition timeout for the finals, just in case anything happens if he does move on after this, because right now it's not looking too good for Taguchi because he's at fault, and that was an incomplete caused by the hit that Taguchi made to Denofa. So they're going to have to do one more run after this, switch places, and see how that goes.
All right, well, living up to the term battle in more ways than one, Chelsea Denofa and Kazuya Taguchi. You see Denofa limping his way back to the RTR Fun Haver pit. Not so much fun right now, but in just a little bit, we'll find out who's going against Osbo in the finals. Again, Osbo takes the side, something he just took from Travis Reader. He's still progressed on. What needs to be done here? Chelsea needs to complete a good chase run. He'll move on. Kazuya Taguchi, he's hoping that Chelsea makes a mistake in that chase position, and he might advance on. So it's not all signs are pointing to Chelsea Denofa because this is drifting. Anything can happen. You said that earlier today, Robbie. Here we go. Let's send it. This is Kazuya Taguchi, Chelsea Denofa in the Type S Final Four. Who's going against Osbo in the finals? Kazuya Taguchi initiates up garage ISR performance 86. Chelsea Denofa, he has contact with that wall earlier today. There goes Kazuya Taguchi. Look at Chelsea Denofa acting like the car has never seen a wall or seen an 86 on the side of it before. Now coming in that second inside clip. Great job by Chelsea. Here comes Kazuya Taguchi, a big angle from him. And Chelsea Denofa, as long as he finishes across that finish line, it's got to be Chelsea Denofa in the finals.
Man, hands down to Taguchi putting down a great lead run here. I wish, you know, things would have been different in their first battle, but here it is right here. Looks like Kazuya is on the top of the bank, but Chelsea's right there behind him and doesn't even look like he's backing down so much. He doesn't look like he's taking it easy so much. There is a little bit of a gap, but that might be because of Taguchi blasting away on the lead position, filling the outside zone 2 as well. But right there, here you go. This is going to be...
There it is. Chelsea Denofa gets the win. He gets the victory and advances on to the finals. Chelsea saw the wall earlier there. against Halovnia. That front left end, now that back left end, the team thrashing. And guess what? Chelsea Denofa putting it down in his RTR team. It's Frederick Osbo, 3-time and defending champion, and now FD points leader. He's going to the finals. Can he make a bigger gap between him and Matt Field? TBD. Chelsea Denofa, say howdy, get rowdy. He did just that. One more battle left as Denofa gets towed off. Ooh. He's gonna have a little bit of time. What happened? We'll see. Yep. You know, I mean, it could be something super simple. Just miss something, right? It's not the $5,000 part. Sometimes it's that 5-cent part that determines a victory or a loss. We will find out as we take a look at the bracket. Look at how it's shaped up, man.
Wow.
Look at how stacked. Look at those names. Look how it is just coalesced into everything. It is absolutely just came together and coagulated. Let's yell, send it. 1, 2, 3.
Send it.
Here we go. Chelsea Denofa taking the lead. Frederick Osbo in the chase position. Look at that. Chelsea Denofa sticks to the wall. Frederick Osbo. He starts out low but works his way, massages way up top. Denofa dropping down from the bank of that first inside flip. Right on it. 1 for the money, 2 for the show. Here we go in that last outside zone. Chelsea Denofa digs deep on Frederick Osbo on the door. Throwing the Nittos into the side of it. It's a Nitto 1-2, that is for sure.
So it looks a little bit later for Osbo to catch up. He is lower on the bank from the outside zone 1 to the beginning, all the way through. Chelsea is high on the bank with good amount of angle, and from here, inside clip 2, as they pass it, Osbo creeps up to the side of Chelsea's car, now doesn't give him any space, and
More
finishes off the track.
More contact, right?
Yes, contact after contact here, but you know what? It is a short track, and it looks easy, but definitely one of the hardest tracks to make a difference and to better the other driver right here. I like the way that Chelsea is throwing a lot of angle in the lead, but towards the end of the track at the outside zone 2, Osbo also gets really close in proximity. And now what's going to happen when they switch places?
You can see the smile still on the Papadakis Racing and Freddie's team. Chelsea Denofa, they are beat. Here we go. One more time. Are you ready? I'll send it once again, Orlando. Frederick Osbo leads this battle and also leads the Formula Drift points, leaving Orlando going into Englishtown. How big a gap is to be decided on where he ends up. The top spot on the podium or the second top? Ready to go. 1, 2, 3. Frederick Osbo, the Rockstar Energy Drink, Toyota GR Supra on Nitto tires. Initiates into the bank. Chelsea Denofa gets into formation, comes into that pocket. Look at that, pizza delivery right there on the door. Into that first inside clip. Frederick Osbo punts it out of the way. Chelsea Denofa drops into formation, into that last outside zone, a little shimmy. Whoa! Frederick Osbo goes way up into the bank.
Wow, just wow.
Wow is exactly right. So let's see. Again, they had mistakes on either side.
They did. But let's go ahead and look at the replay. It looked like they both had a good amount initiation. Both not super high. Well, they are pretty high on the bank, but Chelsea is right there.
Bang,
pressuring.
Right,
that is a lot. I mean, that's a lot of, yeah, there you go, right there. Osbo just did have to. It seems like it's been a problem all day long. Osbo will do a tire off at the outside zone 2 area. Right here, starts a little lower on the bank, then makes his way up. But Chelsea is right there. Like you said, he's sitting shotgun. And Osbo punts the inside clip 1 cone out of the way. And right here, after he enters the outside zone 2 and goes up on the tire, or I'm sorry, 1 tire on the bank, Chelsea could not get any closer at the outside zone 2. But overall, looks like Chelsea was closer on the bank. And in the chase position, Osbo was closer in the infield at the outside zone 2.
What do you guys think? Do we have a winner? Do you want him to go one more time? Here is the BC Racing Go for Gold side by side. BC Racing, Hourglass Brewing, Trackside Tropical, cranking some beers and cranking a good time. That's exactly what they delivered. You can see it there. Chelsea leading on the left. Frederick Osbodo, the three-time champ, leading on the right. Like I said, he takes over the points lead. How big that gap is between him and Field depends on, does he win? Does he move on? Where are we at?
Yeah, so we took everything in consideration.
Mario's ready to party. Is he going to party, or is he buying beers for the other guy? We got a winner. We got a winner.
Small mistakes here and there by one of the cars, and you guys will find out in a few minutes.
Celebratory burnouts for the boys. And there you can see it, Frederick Osbo, Chelsea DeNova, 1 and 2. Here's your 1 and 2. We're bringing out Kazuya Taguchi. You know he's got third. Hey, did you guys have fun today, Orlando? We got a winner. Thank you so much for those fans sticking around, enduring nowhere nearly what the RTR crew and all the crews endured today. Kazuya Taguchi and his crew, here he comes, coming in third. Great battles. And here, look at these guys hugging out. Everybody, 1, 2, 3. Aww.
That's sweet.
It is. That was a great battle. I think that was straight up, aggressive, tempered.
Nobody holding back.
No.
And, you know, most of these guys that drove today, hands down to everybody with, you know, great performances. Even if you had to leave a little early this weekend and get knocked out earlier, I think overall, you know, this is a great event because, I mean, there's so much talent on the track, and
absolutely
a lot of horsepowers, a lot of talent behind the scenes with the drivers and the teams, and a lot of drama out there. But man, crazy. I'm kind of sad that it's ending today.
Are you ready? Here we go. Make some noise for third place. Third place here at round 3 of the Formula Jet Pro Championship Type S scores presented by AutoZone. Third place in the Up Garage ISR Performance 86, Kazuya Taguchi. And now your winner. Your winner, and you'll know who gets second place. Your winner here at round 3 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship, brought to you by Type S. Scorch, presented by AutoZone, is unanimously Chelsea DeNova gets the win. Chelsea DeNova gets the win in his Pennzoil BC Racing Ford RTR Spec 5 FD. That means second place goes to the Rockstar Energy Toyota GR Supra on Nitto tires. It's a Nitto tire 1 and 2. Frederick Osbo gets second place here in Orlando. Congratulations, Frederick Osbo. There's your 1, 2, and 3. Chelsea DeNova, Frederick Osbo, and Kazuya Taguchi. Lorette Nickel, I see your bright pants down there, and I see the bright lights of all of the media. There it is. It's unanimous. DeNova gets the win. Join us at the podium, but I'm going to throw it down to Lorette Nickel, who is with our winner. Lorette, jump in there.
Thank you so much, Jared. Chelsea DeNova, I think every square inch of your car was hit tonight. Amazing effort. Your chase run was outstanding. Did you feel like everything just fell into place for you?
It felt really good until about interclip 2. I was like, man, he might have me, because I just didn't have enough to stick with him. Being a higher qualifier and leading first here is so hard because you use more tire on the lead. And him pulling away, I was like, I hope the judges understand I'm doing everything I can do right now, and it's just not, it can't dig anymore, that's it. But I'm really surprised I won. Honestly, I thought Osbo had it. I was like, good job, dude. I don't know where it's going, but it is what it is. But, dude, the car ran phenomenal for most of the night. We had a couple little hiccups there, but I'm very pumped to win for sure.
Now, when you were getting towed off the track against your battle against Kazuya, you told me, I don't care, I might run it on 5 cylinders. Were you dealing with a hurt engine?
It wasn't actually a hurt engine. It was some plug wires that ended up being an issue. It just was down a couple cylinders. We run these cars super hard and popped a new set on, and it ran absolutely perfect. So I was concerned, obviously, because I know we don't have a lot of turnaround time between battles, but we got it done, and I'm very happy it worked out.
Yeah. And what about your team working down to that last second to get you back on track? What do you want to say to them?
Yeah, I was just sitting in the car being like, they're going to finish this, it's fine. And then I was like, they also don't have a choice, so they better get it done. And they did, and they had a fun time while they were doing it, and spirits were very high in the pit. We were having a great time.
Love it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for your winner of Orlando Round 3, Chelsea Denofa.
Congratulations. Thank you so much, Lorette Nickel. Great job down there in the hot pits. I know you're working down there just as hard up here in the box, getting the stories. Thank you so much. Congratulations to Chelsea Denofa, Frederick Osbo, your new points leader, Kazuya Taguchi, Larry Chen grabbing the snaps, grabbing the souls, and next stop for us, Englishtown Raceway Park. Again, Robbie, you talked about earlier, but just some great battles. Notably, I like that RTR battle. I thought that was rad. Forsberg, an amazing chase run. Some good battles overall. Dylan Hughes, Simon Olsen stepping up. It could be anybody. Yeah,
and like you said, in Atlanta, JR took the win in the RTR vehicle, and right here, Chelsea takes a win in the RTR vehicle. And as you can see, Matt Field does come down a little bit, but yeah, Chelsea's second now, and Freddie is 16 points ahead of Matt Field. So the whole championship race is just all up in the, we don't know what's going to happen. Probably down to maybe the top 10, so who knows what's going to happen.
I mean, we're only 3 rounds in here. So Dylan Hughes, Jonathan Hurst, they're tied 6-7. You can see Odie Bakshi sitting 8th. Rome Sharpens your RCP. Ryan Turk, he jumps up to top 10. Forrest Wang, 11th. Kazuya Taguchi, Von Gittin Jr., Simon Olsen, and Daniel Stuckey. So there's your top 15. Thank you so much to all of you hardcore Formula Drift fans celebrating 20 years. We'll see you at our next round at Englishtown Raceway Park. Thank you to Robin Ishida, Ryan Lantane, Ryan Sage, Brian Egger, Chris Yule. Who else we got? Yeah, you, Chris Yule, and yeah, Sean Adriano, Pat Gentili, everybody. Thank you so much. We'll see you online, or we'll see you another time. We'll see you June 22nd, 24th for round 4 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship, and round 2 of the Link Engine Management Pro Spec Championship.
And thank you,
Send
Jared.
it, Formula Drift Nation.
Jared Deonda. Thank you.